It's your boy Lionel Class of 2009, back with another episode of PV versus everybody. And listen, first and foremost, I gotta let y'all know. I don't know why my old tag on here. I can't find. This is. Let me get my stuff right. All right, because I got the call lines open. All right, I got the call lines open. I got the call lines ready for you guys to call in. Let me know. We gotta talk about what we just saw. Now, was it perfection? No, it was not perfection. Okay, it was far from perfection, right? But listen, to see what I just saw, and it wasn't perfection. Listen, there's a lot we can build on. So let me get this updated because I need to make sure that you guys can see me and I can see you. All right, because I need to hear you guys. Right, I got the call lines ready to go because we got some stuff to talk about. All right, we got some stuff to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But that said, let me go and show some love to the sponsors real quick before we get that started. You know what I'm saying? That's what I need to do, right? So first and foremost, I got PV alumni Jeff McKissick, Texas Licensed Loan Officer, a Fairway Independent Mortgage Company. He gonna guide you seamlessly through the home buying process. See, many of y'all needed a place to watch this dog walk tonight, and you ain't have no place. Listen, if you need a place to walk your dog, all right, you need a place for the dogs to do what they do, you got to hit up my boy PV alumni Jeff McKissick. All right, you know what I'm saying? He gonna get you the money right. He gonna get your money right. Then I'm gonna help you find I'm gonna help you to find the perfect place to see Tiger Stew on display. Okay, because you need I need to make sure that, hey man, we need to make sure that flat screen can fit in the spot that you're gonna be at, so you can watch what's about to happen year after year after year after year. Okay, I saw an article that said 5 out of the last 6. No, let's correct that. 7 out of the last 8. All right, let's make that correct. And then after that, you already know we got to hit up Neil Harris because we got to make sure that before we put you in that spot to watch the dogs do what they do, to watch the D.O.G, discipline, obedience, grit, to watch them Panthers dog walk some Tigers, we got to make sure that house ain't going to fall on you like Grandma's offense fouled today. Okay, we got to make sure they ain't gonna fall on you, and you already know who we got to hit up for that. We got to hit up that boy Neil Harris, Blueprint Improvement Group. He got the blueprint, just like TJ got the blueprint to take us to Atlanta. Atlanta is a land of the purple and gold. Oh, land of the purple and gold. So listen, all right, now with that being said, listen. Let me, I need y'all to look me in my eyes. All right, all I need y'all to look me in my eyes, right? I know y'all be saying stuff like I like my, listen, you know what I like? I like my P right after my A. And then after that, I need an N, and then a T, then an H, then an E, then an R, then that's what I like. That's what I like. I like that. I don't know what y'all, that's what I like. That's what we like around here. That's what we like around here. All right. That's what we like around here. Let me get this up. Because listen, I need to hear y'all. All right. I need to hear y'all tonight. We got the call lines open. I need y'all to call in. We got to talk about what we just saw tonight. Because listen, it wasn't perfection. And we should have easily beat them boys by 4 scores. Let's be clear. We should have dog walked them by 4 scores tonight. That's what we really should have done. We let them off the hook. We let them off the hook. There we go. Number at the top right. 805-706-5770. 805-706-5770. Listen, it's at the top of the screen. I need y'all to call in. All right, because it's a great day to be a Panther. All right. 7-1. Bruh. Listen, we about to go 8-0 in this thing. 8-0 in conference play. 8-0 in conference play. Listen, I saw this. Let me see if I can get this. Man, we got to talk. Listen, we got to talk about it, Kayla. We got to talk about it. All right. Listen, 805-706-5770. Listen, we got the lines up. I need y'all to call in, right? I got to hear y'all tonight. I got to hear y'all tonight. Y'all got to let me know what y'all saw. If y'all saw what I saw. Because listen, we dog walked them boys, and it should have been a 4-score. Let's be real. We keep leaving points on the board. We leaving points on the field game after game after game after game. We still ain't played a complete game yet. The defense was this close to a complete game. 13 points, 4 turnovers, right? I mean, I think them boys only had I know they had less than 350. I think they had less than 300 yards total offense, right? We're going to look at the stats in a second, you know what I'm saying? But solid. Now, we got some stuff to work on because the offense keep leaving too many points. The offense is leaving our blowouts on the field. And listen, the blowouts are there to be had, but they keep being left on the field. But we getting close. Y'all can't tell me we're not getting closer and closer and closer and closer to seeing a complete game. By the time we get to the SWAC Championship Game and the Celebration Bowl, we're going to see some complete games in this thing. You know what I'm saying? Big clowning in the building. Hey, listen, got that first tub today, too. I seen that first tub today from that boy Chase. Been putting work in the SWAC. By the way, numbers-wise now, we got to have two of the top backs in the SWAC right now. Just from a yardage perspective, right? Definitely got to have the 2 top backs in the SWAC. Listen, a very good win, man. Not even good win. Great win, right? Great win. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we should have had 42 points, but we move. But we move on. You know what I'm saying? Defense, less than. I told y'all, listen, I said this multiple times before. Listen, that TSU game is an anomaly. We're not going to be seeing teams score over 20 points on this defense. I'm telling you right now. And I told y'all before. I've been saying it time and time again. The best quarterback we're going to see all year. I don't care if the quarterback name starts with an A and end with a B. It don't matter. I don't care if the quarterback, right, walking on a strong ankle or a bad ankle. It don't matter. The best quarterback we're going to see all year was that guy down in the valley. That's just point blank, period. The one who came from UTSA and went over to UTRGV. That's the best quarterback we're going to see all year. The rest of these quarterbacks are going to throw us the ball as if we play on their team. I've been telling y'all that already. The defense has been in position. They just haven't made the plays. And this was the first game they made the plays. They've been in the position. That just ain't made the play. That just ain't made the grab. That just is what it is. But what you saw tonight is what you're going to see moving. You're going to see a lot more of that. You're going to see the turnover machine going to just get turned up more and more and more and more. I've been telling y'all that. The defense being right where they want to be. And they shouldn't listen. They should have scored less than 10 points. Let's be real. If the offense did what they were supposed to do today, if they did what they were supposed to do, they really would have scored less than 10 points. Let's be clear. I'm just saying. Big PV. Big PV. Hey, listen, we got the call lines open up top. 805-706-5770. 805-706-5770. Great game, PVU. All right. Hey, listen, the West is ours. You know what I'm saying? The West is ours. You know what I mean? Hey, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? All I'm hearing right now is, you know, then that California Love is playing in the back of my ear, right? You know what I'm saying? That's how much the West is ours. You know what I'm saying? Like California Love is playing in my ear right now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, hey, listen, go PV. Hey, listen, that's what I'm saying. We didn't play our best game, but won by double digits. Got plenty to clean up, but still excited to prove. Listen, this ain't even a complete. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. Like, but now we keep seeing improvement week in, week out. Improvement. The offense is like right there. They're like right there. They just gotta make the plays. It's like right there. All you gotta do is catch the ball. Listen, if we catch the ball in the first half, I mean, we ain't gotta have all the catches back, just one of them, and we up 18 at halftime. One catch, we up 18 at halftime. We still won by 15, but I'm just trying to tell y'all like how close we are. Okay, I like my P, and then I like my V, and then I like my A, and then I like my M, and then I like my U. That's what I'm trying to say. PVAMU, big PV. All right, not the little one. You know what I'm saying? We might as well start singing it. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, we can go and sing it right now.
Atlanta wins. Atlanta is the land of the purple and gold. Oh, the land of the purple and gold. Better get there.
Hey, listen, I'm telling y'all, it's the land of the purple and gold. Y'all gonna just hear that song more and more. Hey, listen, more and more starts to creeping out. Hey, listen, let me ask y'all. Y'all hear anybody else singing? Y'all hear anybody else talking right now? Huh? Y'all hear anybody else making a sound? Anybody else saying anything? I can't hear. Somebody please send me a clip of somebody talking right now. So I can't hear them. Ain't a lot of talking going on. Should have had 6. Listen, we got 4 takeaways today, y'all. We got 4 takeaways, and we gave them 2. Oh my goodness. We gave them that one. We really gave them. That one listen, we could have went up by 18 points at halftime. Then we up 21-6 driving, long drive, right? We could have went up 22. We driving, man, that fumble hurt my heart, right? You know what I'm saying? Still finished the job off, got the job done. But listen, we done left a lot on the field. We done left a lot. Listen, this the best defense in this. I keep telling y'all this defense was gonna be like that. Somebody tell me who gonna do what to this defense over these next 9 weeks. Who gonna do what? What team? Tell me the team. The only team you even gonna think about is that team out east that I told you I was gonna win the East, by the way. I told y'all that team was gonna win the East. That's the only team we talking about, right? Now, when they handle their business at some team's homecoming, who we will fail to mention, okay, because we already know they're gonna be popping up like roaches, you feel me? But when they handle their business and then they come here and we handle them here, somebody please where's the SWAC Championship Game to be played at when that happens? Because I'm telling y'all what's going to happen. I'm telling you what's going to happen. It's like T-Jack. Didn't T-Jack say on that press conference, didn't they say, I'm not talking big. I'm telling you what's going to happen. That's what he said last time I checked. You know what I'm saying? Got to get there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen. Hey, man, defense played amazing. Hey, listen, defense played amazing. I told y'all it's a different. I told you already that, listen, the turnovers are right there. I think we had 4 turnovers so far up to this point, right? But I'm like, listen, the defense really is in place. It's just, for example, that second game, man, that guy just made some throws that you ain't gonna see a lot of teams be able to make. And what did you see today? You saw a quarterback who's just not that good. Like, he's not like that. I mean, he can move around, he got his leg. You saw we kept a spy on him all game. We're like, listen, you ain't gonna beat us. You're not gonna beat us with you ain't gonna be scrambling for no 80, 90 yards today. This is not gonna happen. Okay. This is not gonna happen. So just stay in the pocket and beat us from the pocket because it's not gonna happen. All right. And listen, you gotta find the spots in that zone. And you ain't gonna find the spots all game long. Listen, yeah, we take 4 here, take 7 here, take 3 here. You're going to give us a chance to throw it to us after a while. You ain't going 40 for 40, dog. You're not. And ain't nobody in this league going 40 for 40. It's not going to happen. So when I tell you this is a precursor of what you're going to see for the rest of the year, I'm trying to tell you, you're going to see more of this. It may not be 4, right? We're gonna be getting multiple turnovers moving forward. Like, it's just gonna happen. Teams are gonna, and especially if teams are down and they gotta throw themselves back in the game, bruh, they're gonna give us the ball. We're gonna get more turnovers because the defense is in place, and quarterbacks out here in the SWAC ain't like that. They not like that. We got Alcorn next week. You telling me Jalen Tolbert is like that? Is Jalen Tolbert like that? Like, he gonna go out here and throw for 300? And he ain't giving us the ball now one time. It's not going to happen. He gave wasn't the ball twice in the red zone, by the way, in the end zone at the worst. He gonna give us the ball once, maybe twice, right? We're gonna see multiple turnovers moving forward. It's just gonna happen, right? So I'm just dropped a wide open touchdown. My God, Rodney, we need that back. Hey, listen, he made up for it in that Texas Southern game. He actually had a drop early in the Texas Southern game too, by the way. Made up for that though, right? But listen, oh my guy, I know you want it back because listen, that was your second tub of the year too. Would have been some big yardage. I mean, Carter would also have some more yardage, right? Because I don't even think he threw for 100 today, right? You know what I'm saying? Number 1 defense in the now we're gonna say that people gonna be hating. I can hear them already, right? People gonna be hating, but it's the reality. It's the reality. We got the best defense as well. Listen, first of all, if we're actually and let's be real, even when we talk about best defense in the SWAC, look at our strength of schedule up to this point compared to other teams and who they play so far. You can't tell me the other teams who right now have statistically good defenses in this conference. You can't tell me that the competition they play up to this point has been better than what we played thus far. It hasn't, right? They playing D2 teams. They playing teams out of conference that can't even score against other teams, okay? They can't even score against other teams. So you can't tell me that they like that. I mean, listen, Alabama State played Miles. I mean, FAMU is a better team, but FAMU couldn't even get 10 points versus Howard. I'm just saying, like, come on, let's be real. This is the number 1 defense in the SWAC, not just statistically, but the reality is our strength of schedule up to this point is definitely better than other teams in the SWAC. Even if you want to poo-poo UTRGV, if you want to poo-poo Northwestern State, Texas Southern, them 3 games better than 3 games from the other teams we've seen so far. Let's just be straight, okay? Number 1 defense in the SWAC, and listen, that statistically is only going to get the gap is only going to get wider and wider. By the way, I'm just letting y'all know. Statistics are going to get wider and wider. In a couple of weeks, we're going to be averaging under 20 points a game. I'm just letting y'all know that's coming. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, listen, I'm sipping on water. I'm sipping on that water. Are they real? I mean, are they real? I don't know, right? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's looking real rough for some team. Hey, listen, he's out of there. They about to brag different over there for real. You know what I'm saying? So best running back stable, that's facts. So offense play better. In addition, kickoff team definitely. Now, hey, listen. That kickoff team definitely got to do better. Let me see what this. You say, what was the score of that? Let me go see what that UTRGV score was. You say they lost by 14 today? 45-31. Southeastern. Yeah, they were down 28-10 at halftime, down 42-17 into the third quarter. So yeah, they definitely got beat up today. Marburger threw for 3 touchdowns. They had 240 through the air, 217 on the ground too. Dang. But they gave up 500 plus yards though. They must have turned the ball over. Nope, they ain't turned the ball over. So I don't. They just listen. Maybe they just finished drives. Well, they on third down. They had 3 for 12 on third down. 0 for 1 on fourth. So 457 total yards though. They put up a lot of yards. They just couldn't capitalize. Hey, it is what it is. Lost to Southeastern. I think Southeastern was, I think the third or fourth team in the Southland preseason ranking. So they dropped that game. Said body playing real good. Might be better than quarterback. Hey, listen, the haters. Hey, I don't hear that. I'm telling y'all, I don't hear the haters. Y'all let me know if y'all hear the haters somewhere because I don't hear it. Listen, that's our strength. And we need to lean on our strength. Listen, we're gonna be a running team. We're just gonna be a running team. It just is what it is, right? That just is what it is. So we just have to lean on that. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta lean on that. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, all I'm drinking is water over here. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I need some more water. You know, Alcorn had over 250. Hey, listen, Alcorn had over 250 yards and lost. Okay, and lost. All right, so. It doesn't matter. Let's go and look at that. Before we get to that, I'm gonna pull up the scores of some of these other games real quick. We're gonna look into it. But now I want to show y'all. Listen, this is my keys to the game. QB contain, right? Which quarterback, right, was able to move the ball on the ground. We talked about that. Chunk ground yardage, right? We talked about chunk ground yardage, right? So not just necessarily running for 4 yards per carry, et cetera, right? But who was able to make chunk plays in the run game. And then I said the cleanest game, right? Turnovers, penalties, sacks, right? So now I had it 28-20 and ended up 28-13. And listen, that I just couldn't give us over 30 because we just been leaving too much on the field. And listen, we left too much on the field this game too. If we would have just handled our business, we'd have been good, right? Because we would have definitely scored 35 or 42 points this game. But we did again what we've been doing so far, which is on the offensive side of things, we're leaving too much on the field, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, we were very consistent. We scored 7 points in every quarter. 7 points in first, 7 in second, 7 third, 7 fourth. So listen, that's very consistent, right? And again, I'm gonna just be straight though. If we score 28 points a game, we're not losing them. We're not losing games. We're just not, because this defense is not giving up 28 points a game. That's just not happening, right? You know what I'm saying? In conference with not giving up 28 points a game, it's just not gonna happen, right? You know what I mean? So I told you already. I don't really think any of these teams are gonna score over 20, right? Possibly got one team that you really worry about to say possibly that game they might could get over 20 points right now. But I'll address these games. I don't see teams scoring over 20 points. I'm just being straight. with you, right? So now let's go and look it up real quick. Let me pull up the box score. Again, got the call lines open too as well. If you guys want to call in, share your thoughts, share your perspective. All right. Let me get that up. The call-in number is 805-706-5770. 805-706-5770. PV somehow slipped into the top 5 HPC. Hey, look, that's why I ain't even worried about it. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I normally I'm on it. This year I was like, I ain't worried about nobody top 5. Listen, this is why I know. After we bang boys' heads in over these next few weeks, who else you gonna put in the top 5 anyway? So it don't make no difference. I ain't worried about it. Because listen, let me ask you this. What ranking does the Celebration Bowl champ have? Because that's what we're about to be. So last time I checked, that's number 1. Okay. Talking about SWAC rankings, what ranking does the SWAC champion have? Last time I checked, that's number 1. So I'm not really worried about these lists because I already knew the list was going to change. When we got to, listen, the decision day was today, and now a lot of stuff about to get shifted around, ain't it? A lot of stuff getting shifted around, ain't it? So you ain't got to worry about it. Big PV going to be in the list moving forward. I know that, though. You know what I'm saying? Say I remember one fan, you meant something. Oh man. SWAC TP rating for defense really like that. Hey, listen, we need to start a Keep Graves campaign. We need him there. We need him there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Gukake, man. He was getting after the quarterback today. Hey, listen, that front three was kind of putting a little pressure on him here and there sometimes tonight. I'm not gonna lie. You know, a lot more than we've seen before. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, shouts out to Trevor Randall. Hey, listen, 2 interceptions. Listen, we might as well go and start calling him. Shouts out to all SWAC defensive player Trevor Randall, right? Because that's what he's been acting like right now. Hey, listen, he keep doing what he's doing. You might be looking at SWAC defense player of the year. Now, I know they typically be going to linebackers a lot, but hey, we might have to get a safety in on that thing. Shouts out to Kennedy Parker. Shouts out to number 25. Hey, listen, that's Daryl Starling, right? You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Starling. You know what I'm saying? Chance Grace, top two coach in the SWAC. Hey, listen, these D2 abusers, I like that. They some D2 abusers. You know what I mean? It's that stat pad on D2. You know what I mean? Hey, that's a good program down there, Baton Rouge. Oh man. Who, sir, lady. I don't even know what you are. But listen, y'all are not going to win the East. You're not. I'm trying to save you from utter disappointment. Listen, I'm trying to save you from utter disappointment. You're not going to win the East. You're not. You're really not. I'm sorry to tell you this. You're just not. Right? You're not going to win the East. Alabama State's going to win the East. Alabama State's going to come to Prairie View. Lose to Prairie View. Then they're going to come to Prairie View again. They're going to lose the SWAC championship. That's what's going to happen. I'm just letting you know. All right. Oh man, change the quarterback. Chance is crazy. Season ends at I-8, just crazy. Our direct flights to hobby for Jacksonians if they can get there. You know what I'm saying? I-8 to 290. You know what I mean? Third down efficiency definitely got to get better. You know what I mean? Definitely got to get better. Woo! Quiet as a mouse. Quiet as a mouse. All right. Again, call lines open 805-706-5770. 805-706-5770. I guess y'all gonna let me handle it all tonight. All right, listen. Looking at stats. Now listen. 9 for 21, 98 yards, 2 for 3 for 24 yards, total of 122 yards passing. Now listen. We gotta get better in the passing game. I'm just saying. Now listen, at the end of the day, we're learning our identity, and our identity is we're a team that runs the ball. We can run the ball. That's one thing we can do. And I will say, I think from an OC perspective, I mean, Grambling was definitely trying to crowd the line, trying to bring a lot of guys in the box. So understand you got to put the ball in the air. And, in a couple different drives, right, I think Carter did a pretty good job, right? I mean, it's not his fault that Ojo puts the ball on the ground there, right? I mean, you got to think that puts him well over 100 yards passing if he makes that catch and scores that touchdown, right? You think about Cameron Bonner putting the ball on the ground in that drive in the third quarter, toward the end of the third quarter, that would have put us up 28-6. I mean, you can't do nothing about these things, Now, again, that efficiency 9-21, got to get better on efficiency-wise, right? But, the wide receiver room has let me down today. They have let me down a few times over these past couple of weeks. And I think we just got to get better, right? We got to be better. We just got to be better, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, looking at Xavier T said, now, listen, he put the ball up 43 times, 43 attempts. Listen, the man put up 43 attempts and he threw for less than 50%. And I'm trying to prepare your mind to understand that this defense is like that. It's like that. You gonna see numbers like that because listen, ain't the quarterbacks are not like that. I'm just telling y'all. I'm just saying, right? Hey, listen, if I see something different, it's gonna surprise me. Hey, listen, next week, if Jalen Tolbert come out here and ball out like that in the air, I'm gonna have to take it back, right? But I just don't see that happen. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just don't, right? You know what I mean? And listen, I'm with you right here, right? This is a comment. That's why we're looking at this on the screen. Got to get better in pass game. 122 yards. Now, of course, 224 yards rushing. Hey, listen, 98 for McDowell, 36 for Carter, 27 for Bingman, 24 for Bonner, 18 for Randall. Well, that's probably Cameron Peter technically, right? They gave it to Randall. And then 15 for Jeremiah Aaron, 7 for Banks. I don't know how the team got 4 rushing yards. That's interesting. But anyway, and Grambling only 105 yards rushing. Now, all that talk about them running the ball. And again, so they only had 266 total yards for Grambling today. Turned the ball over 4 times, 3 interceptions, and then they had 1 fumble, I think, too. Look at that. First of all, 3 total fumbles, all right? 1 fumble loss. All right? 3 total fumbles, 3 interceptions. You can't tell me that this defense wasn't balling out today. Don't got the defense stats on here. I have to look that up somewhere else. But 21 to 43 again for CSAT, only 161 yards. Listen, an average of 3.7 yards, y'all. 3.7 yards an attempt. I mean, come on, man. How many games you gonna win throwing for 3.7 an attempt? It's not gonna happen, right? Rushing 14 for 88. Look at this. This is the big stat line, though, right? This is the one I was talking about. This is the one I'm talking about. Let me go back. The one I'm talking about, right, is this one. 4 for 24. 11 yard is a long run, right? 4 for 24. Listen, that man, hey, he boxed out. Hey, listen, we boxed that man up. Not going nowhere, bro. I'm like, listen, bro, you gonna stay in his pocket. Bro, you're under house arrest. You're on house arrest. He was on house arrest all night. He said on house arrest all night long. Oh, say the 21-point curse. Hey, that curse was over. The curse was over last game, right? Remember, we just scored 27 last game. Right now, it's not the 27 curse. It's the 30 curse right now. Right now, we done moved from the 21 curse to the 30 curse. That we get now, yeah. All right, from the 21 to the 30 curse. From the 21 curse to the 30 curse. That's what we get now. Now we got to break that curse. We got another curse. And it's the 30 curse. All right. Yeah, go on, call in. Come on. I need y'all to call in, man. 805-706-5770. 805-706-5770. Got Ty in the building. Congratulations going on. HBCU top 7. He got JSU, Alabama State, South Carolina State, North Carolina Central, PV, Graham. How is Graham the number 6? Listen, man, wide receivers got to catch the football. Oh, my goodness. You got to catch the football. Yeah, great first drive. I mean, great first half, I think, period, right? Listen, the offensive coordinator schemed up 21 points. Let's be clear. We only got 14. He schemed up 21 points. Let's be straight. Drop the touchdown pass, all right? So, defense is definitely headhunters. We got serious when Roberts was released. Grambling 3. Yeah. Grambling 3-2. Yep. Grambling 3-2. But listen, the defense headhunters. Let me see if I can look up the defensive stats real quick for you guys. I got to go to the PV website for that one. All right. Let's get these live stats up real quick. Oh, gotta share my screen. All right, let's get it. Let's get these defensive stats real quick. All right. And now, again, these are switched. Don't ask me why we got the PV logo on Grambling defense and got Grambling logo on PV defense. Don't ask me. Okay. I don't know. That's crazy. It was confusing me at the beginning of the night. I'm still confused now. So now, looking at it though, right? Daryl Starling, all right, 11 total tackles today, 6 solo. Whoa. 6 solo, 1 pass breakup. And Trevor Randall, another 10 piece, right? I think he had 14 last game, 10 this game, 1 solo, also with another interception. That's 2 on the year now. Got 2 interceptions on the year. Cameron Amayo, man, big Cameron Amayo, man. Listen, changed him over from outside corner to now playing a safety position. He's been balling out. 9 tackles for him this game, 2 solo, half tackle for a loss, and an interception. Kenny Parker, 8, 5 solo, had a sack and 2 tackles for loss with a QB hurry. And so, man, we're able to get a couple tackles for loss this game. 6 total tackles for loss, only 1 sack, but 3 interceptions, man. Also, Eric Zachary with another interception too as well, and 1 pass breakup. Man, he had the big one in the end zone. Got a call on the line. Last 4 ending in 2833. 833. You own PV versus everybody, man. State your name. Let us know where you're calling from. Yo, what's going on, Ty? How are you? Definitely. Right. No, definitely a great overall game. For you, I feel the same way with you. I think the first half, we saw from the offensive coordinator, what I'm saying, Chris Buckner was just a great game plan. Like I say, we ended the half with 14, but really he schemed up 21 points. Now, what was your thoughts on? It did seem like Gremlins kind of crowding the box a little bit more than because they definitely didn't want the run game to really get going early on. But how did you feel in terms of kind of what you were able to see there as far as them kind of getting the running game going? Hold on, they saying they can't. They saying they can't hear you for some reason. Do you guys aren't able to hear the caller? Hmm, that's interesting. Can't hear the caller. Okay, let me see. Um, um, let me let me let me try something else. Let me see if I can share the screen to see if that works. Uh, y'all let me can y'all hear the caller now? Go ahead, Ty.
All right, can you hear me?
Can y'all go ahead and share. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear Ty in the chat.
All right, so basically, what I'm saying, I think what we schemed up after that first drive, really like set the tone for the game. And I mean by that is like, I think that first drive we're kind of just testing out, just seeing what defense Denver was running. And then once we kind of started to understand what they was running, I think as the game started to progress, the running game started to open up. You saw that with, late into the game, with Bigman, getting that touchdown, to kind of seal the deal, at the end of the fourth, towards the end of that fourth quarter. And I think, man, like, I think it just took time. I think, the way the offense ran against Northwestern State, really had a great formula. And I think Bigman and McDowell are really great, 1-2 punch. McDowell, man, there was a few times where McDowell, man, like, you'll think he'll get like 2 or 3 yards and he's dragging the defender, man, for another 5 or 6 yards and like on the first down run. And those things kind of open up the offense. But again, bro, it's kind of difficult, man, when those wide receivers are dropping passes, man.
Yeah.
It makes it really difficult, man. It makes it one-dimensional, and then you got to rely on Tevin Carter. You got to rely on his legs, or even rely on the running game, to kind of help bail us out, even look at the fumble, right, from Cam Peters and McDowell, right, in that first quarter as well. I think that's just points that are left on the board, man.
Yeah.
And it just kind of made it difficult, but I don't think Grambling did anything exotic or anything. I think for us, we just left a lot of points out there on that field, man. And I think we cleaned those up, man. Like, from what I've seen, man, like scheme wise, like, man, it looks really good right now. I can't even lie.
No, I think it looked really good. I think we saw much of what we're asking for, even on a lot of the pass plays, right? You did see a lot of those crossers, et cetera. And plays was there. And even in the third quarter, right? That other drive that I thought could have really put the game away. Because that again, right? If we score there, it's 21-3. And again, with a quarterback that, and I keep saying it, right? There's not a lot of quarterbacks in the SWAC that's going to be able to just throw them into games and win games. They're going to give the ball away. They're going to put the ball in harm's way. And, T said he was doing that. A lot of the other quarterbacks that we keep moving forward are going to do that as well, right? And so if you go up 21-3 at halftime, now they really pressing, right? Now they really abandoning the run game. And now you really have a chance to really just break it wide open, right? Because, they got to really fit the ball in some spots and some holes that is going to really be hard to do on a consistent basis, right? Like I say, 4 here, 5 there, 7 there, 11 there. At some point, eventually, they're going to put the harm's way. They're not going 40 for 40 out here, right? They going 21-43 like we saw today. And so I think you definitely got to look at that, man, and be excited. Also, I think you got to look at, the fact of also when you look at, like I say, the third quarter, right? That drive that, again, Cameron put the ball on the ground. We're going to go up 28-6 if we score there. So, I'm waiting for this team to have a full, complete game. They still haven't had it yet. You see them creeping toward it, right? The defense is now at that place where I think you're about to start really seeing them produce and churn out some multiple turnover games consistently, where you're going to see them keep teams under 20 points consistently, right? The question really is going to be, and which is good because, again, it gives the offense, at the end of the day, man, it's just looking like it's taking time for them to get what they want to get. And I don't even want to say to get what they want to get, right? Because it's there. It's there. We're just not taking advantage of it, right? Because we could have at least had 35 points this game, right? At minimum.
Oh, absolutely.
Same thing with the Northwestern game. That one should have been busted open. And so I don't even want to say it like we waiting for the offense to get there, because really they're right there. They're just not taking advantage of literally what's in front of them. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I would say, I think I came away from this game more hopeful than anything, knowing that, like, hey, like, if our wide receivers will, catch the football, man, we could be a dangerous team, man. Like, I think we're pretty dangerous. And I look at it, man, like, for Tremaine Jackson, your first year, you win both the Labor Day Classic and the State Fair Classic in your first year. And especially with this one this year being the 100th anniversary of the State Fair Classic, which is just remarkable itself, you know what I'm saying? So, for T-Jack to come up in here, man, and get 2 big wins, 2 stout wins like that in your, your first 2 conference games, that's huge, man. That's huge going into the rest of the SWAC West, man. And, I think they're going to have a lot of confidence going into the game against Alcorn, and then vice versa when they play against Alabama A&M and then we play Southern. I think we're really starting to hit our strides, and I think this offense is really starting to click at the right time. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about, a few more tweaks in there, a few more things, and man, we could average. No, I'm not out of the question. We can average at least, we can average at least 30 points a game. You know what I'm saying? If some of these balls get caught, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm very optimistic. You know what I mean? I know I know even myself. I kind of wanted that one of those non-conference SCS opponent wins, but I mean, outside of the Northwestern State, I really wanted the UTIGV, win. I really did. But I mean, I'm really optimistic. You know what I'm saying? I think we're gonna be a huge threat in the SWAC West, and yeah, it's very exciting, man. It's kind of like you're just seeing the potential. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing, potential. I think Seven missed Jacoby running like a post route in the third quarter. And I'm just like, it's getting him acclimated into the game as well, right? I think I saw a couple sweeps with him as well. But like just seeing like how this offense is just slowly starting to get itself together and finding the people, man. It's gonna be something, man. Maybe this Alcorn game will be the game they play a complete game, bro. You never know.
Maybe it could be. I mean, the good thing also, right? We got a couple games coming up against some teams that really have allowed teams to put a lot of points on them, right? So that's another caveat there too. I mean, I kind of liken it to Bethune-Cookman, ended that South Carolina State game, even though they lost. You see they've been able to get rolling. I think they done put up 30 plus the last 2 weeks. Lost to South Carolina State, lost the game out this right, but now able to come in and win this game against Alabama A&M. I mean, we only need to see one, right? And so again, right, we got past the 21 curse as we called it, right? Now we got the 30 curse. We got to get pushed past. But like I say, 28 points a game is plenty of enough points to win all the rest of these games, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see this defense. The defense over the SWAC games, like I keep saying, they're gonna average under 20 points a game. Let's just be clear. They're not giving up points like that. It's not happening. Okay. So I mean, now the one caveat I will say, and that's why I say for the TSU game, because the reason they really had scored 21 points is because, man, when you talk about how bad the kickoff game and the kickoff coverage has been this year, and that's the real reason they even scored 21 points in that game. Because I mean, if your starting field position is the opponent's side of the field, you're gonna have a hard time with your defense really being able to get off the field all the time in those situations. And so that's the big issue that we got to fix, right? We had some issues even in this game with that, right? Grambling had a couple times where they had some really good field position. So we really, really, really got to figure it out. I mean, we really, really, really got to figure it out because, again, those are things that can come back and haunt you if giving up a lot of yards in the field position game. And you add to that the fact that you've left plays on the field. That's really what's kept these last two games as close as they've been. If the field position game wasn't what it was, if we just got regular, normal field position we're giving up the team, and if we actually make the plays that's right there for us to make, man, both of these last two games would have been complete blowouts. I'm talking about 3-score, 4-score games.
Right.
So, and you can see it right there. And most people, if you're honest, you watch the game, you say it really was right there, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Alcorn. Listen, we're taking it one at a time. Kickoff they ain't even questionable. It's just like it's bad.
Oh my!
Right, you know what I'm saying? It's bad, right? You know what I'm saying? Oh, Mr. Carlos is at work now. Okay, he's at work, so he can't come on with his Prairie View hat because he says he's gonna come on with a Prairie View hat after the win. You know what I'm saying? So listen, y'all sneaked out. I don't know how Valley lost this game. I mean, if you just look at the stat line, I don't know how Valley lost this game against Texas Southern. But I know Texas Southern's happy to get out there with a win. But right now, man, I really thought Texas Southern was the second team in the West. I might have to start walking that back because KJ Cooper has not been impressive. I mean, they haven't cracked 200 passing yards in any game. This game, I think they didn't have. I think they were right at 300 yards total offense. Right, got outgained by Valley by over 100. The offense just not look like it's clicking with Texas Southern. I don't know what's going on there, man. But and I'm surprised I ain't seen the freshman running back from last year at all. They running Renfro a lot, Davion Ford. Man, what happened to the freshman, man? Like, he was very dynamic last year in the times you saw him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why they're not running him anymore. But said the OC is bad.
I would say this, though. Lionel. I'm not gonna lie to you. There were a couple times, first of all, shout out to our corners and our safeties in this game. I mean, my goodness, they were literally, they were locking things up. I mean, there was really like no place where
Exactly.
T-Set could throw the football, right? But I will say this though, like I was not a big fan of the amount of time that T-Set had in the pocket. I was not a fan of that. Even though our back end was doing their job, right? I wish we would have got more pressure on T-Set because I feel like a lot of times, T-Set had it was just one play where it was one play right before the end of the half. I was like, this man literally has like 10 seconds in this pocket. You know what I'm saying? They just couldn't find anybody. And so like I think that's something, when you're bringing three, right, when you're bringing three D linemen, right, that kind of tends to happen, but I kind of wish we would have got more pressure. I would have loved like a sack in this game. But shout out to our corners and our DBs, man. They really did their thing, man. The interception in the end zone by Zachary was amazing. And even the last interception, which was, that's one of the craziest INTs I've ever seen, as well.
Yeah, it bounced
off
most people, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like I was like, wait, what? Like it didn't hit the ground? Like that's crazy. But yeah, shout out to them DBs, our DBs and our safeties, man. They did their job, man. Like they made T-Set's job, very difficult, man, because they was covering everybody on the back end, man. So anytime we needed to play, man, they made the play. You know what I'm saying? We had to turn over and then boom, here comes PV, here comes Randall with the first INT of the game, man. So I mean, shout out to those DBs, man, because they played their tails off tonight.
Yeah, and I would say, I mean, you kind of gotta take what you kind of get there because, even though he had all day to throw, he threw for less than 50%. So
yeah,
it's kind of like, yeah, I mean, did the time really help him? He had 21 completions, and then he had 3 completions that was to the opposite team, right? That's basically 1 out of 7 completions. Essentially, he threw the ball to the other team, right? So it's kind of like, do you take that? Or 1 out of 8, I should say, right? You know what I'm saying? Every 8 throws is 1 interception. Every 8 catches is one of them was an interception, right? So kind of take that, right? You know what I mean? So now I don't think that would be the strategy in every game against every team, right? I think that was really a lot quarterback specific because he likes to get out of the pocket and make his plays out of the pocket, right? I mean, that's really the only reason they were able to do work Kentucky State game, even East Tennessee State. He really was able to get out the pocket a lot more. So, they kept a spy on him and, kind of let him go to work and kept him on the inside. So,
yeah,
it just is what it is. Man, did you what do you think about some of the other scores of the other game? I know the Jackson Southern was 17-13 at halftime. And then Jackson State opened it up 21 points in the second half, of course, shutting Southern out. Then we talked a little bit about Texas Southern 23-20. Arkansas Pine Bluff, 24-20 over Alcorn State. And now their quarterback threw for 323 yards, 20 for 32. You know what I'm saying? 1 touchdown. Now, Ja'Cory Sewell finally got the rock for Alcorn, which I don't know why it took him that long to give him the ball, right? 23 carries today, finally, right? 225 total yards, 2 touchdowns, 9.8 yard average. So, hey, listen, that's definitely something that got to be looked out for, right? Because it's finally seemed like Alcorn realizes that they should probably hand the ball off, right? Instead of letting Jalen Tolbert throw 40 times a game. Now, he did have, it was like there's 30 total pass attempts, 38 rushes for Alcorn in this game, right? So they kind of flip-flopped because early in the season they was passing more than running. 207 total yards for Jalen Tolbert, 15 of 8 of 28 completion to attempts. So threw for just a little over 50%, right? But under 60%, low 50s. 7.4 yard average, had 1 touchdown, and also threw another interception. So I think on the year now, let me see, Jalen Tolbert got to have 3 or 4 picks on the year so far total. Let me see. Yep. Right now, 2025, he's 53 of 95 for 55% completion percentage, 430 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions right now on the year for Jalen Tolbert. So, man, listen, our defense also got to be licking their chops too as well when they're looking at him and saying, man, when they go cut on the film, they say, man, we see how we can put him in position to throw us the ball a couple times too. So again, I think next week, even though we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves, but I think that's definitely a week where we can possibly see another big turnover game for us. But yeah, what do you think about, man, Alcorn dropping their first SWAC game to UAPB?
Man, it's a rough year for Alcorn.
Woo.
It's a rough year for Alcorn. And I'll even say, like,
where's Crook? Crook is not doing well, y'all. Somebody find Crook. He 0-1 in the SWAC. I can't imagine. I don't even. What does it feel like to be 0-1 in the SWAC? I just wish. Do we got anybody on here that team is 0-1 in the SWAC? Can you call in and help us to understand what it feels like? Because I don't know what it feels like. Like, it's such a foreign thing to me. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know what it feels like to be 0-1 in the SWAC. You know what I mean? By the way, call in line 805-706-5770, 805-706-5770. If you got something you want to share, got some thoughts. But go ahead, Ty.
Hey, man, I really wasn't paying attention to, the other games until, my aunt had told me about, FAMU losing to Alabama State. But, man, looking at
the big loss.
Yeah, that was a big loss. You know what I mean? So looking at this Alcorn and UAPB game, I mean, man, it's just not a good year for Alcorn, man. And shout out to UAPB, man, on getting this win over Alcorn, man. They're 2-2 on the season, which a lot of people probably wouldn't think they're in that position, but 2-2 on the season, on the season, getting this win, another SWAC win, I think is. It just gets worse for G&M over there at Alcorn State, man.
Right.
And I think it's going to get worse because I think we're going to come up in there and get another win. So I mean, you're looking at another SWAC loss. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just not a good look. I'm going to say that if you're Alcorn, Cedric Thomas has been on the hot seat. You lose this game. You know what I'm saying? You're not really seeing, the offense really click as it should. And I feel like if it continues goes downhill, Alcorn will be a team that will have a new head coach going into next season.
So now, it's only his second year. Wow. I mean, he on the hot seat already. I guess.
I think so.
That's tough, man.
I think so. I mean, if I'm being honest, I think so because I'm looking at the landscape of how these games are. And how like college football is right now, people want wins, man. I mean, I'm gonna go on a limb real quick, but like Alabama beating Georgia today, that's a big win for Kalen DeBoer because I feel like Kalen DeBoer is on the hot seat, right? Mm-hmm. Like these programs, you know what I'm saying? It's about winning, you know what I'm saying, and you winning these games, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people are not going around for this, long process, you know what I mean? So like. If I'm Alcorn, like, yeah, that's a question that's gonna pop up in people's minds. I'm pretty sure some alumni from Alcorn are probably drawing that question, like, hey, like, do we need to look for another head coach after a loss to UAPB? And especially, if this train keeps rolling the way it's rolling, yeah, you're gonna see that talk start to heat up, down there in Mississippi. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, man. Like, if Alcorn decides to, move on from Cedric Thomas, man, because it just hasn't been working out, man. It just hasn't worked out up until this point.
Oh man, I see G and Doc Holliday, Chuck Holt, all them on. You know what I'm saying? I got something to say over on Swacking the Food. Looks like they all just coping with the fact that Prairie View is about to be in the SWAC Championship Game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I'm just gonna ask him, how does it feel to be 0-1? I don't know what that feels like. Oh man. Yeah, man. It's gonna be good though. Like I'm liking it. I'm liking what we're doing though, and I love really to see kind of how we build it, man. I think that's the main thing is you're really seeing a team who makes a lot of adjustments. You see a team that builds, And so that's one thing I'm happy with, right? 14 points first half, 22 points second half. Only gave up 6 first half, 7 second half. So at the end of the day, I'm happy, right? Because again, I don't think we're gonna lose many games. As not good as the offense has been so far, the offense has not been good. But if we score them 28 points, in the game, we're still gonna win those games because the defense is gonna be great, right? We just need to make sure that we're controlling clock and controlling time of possession and not really giving. And I think this game was 29-29, right? So it was very even. But as long as the time possession isn't lopsided on the other side of the field, I think we're gonna be straight, man. So I'm super excited. Can't wait to see what goes on next week. Can't wait to see, man. Like I think a lot of dominoes are gonna start shifting and falling. And listen, hey man, having Fred McNair as your offensive play caller don't really change things because they couldn't put up nothing in the second half, right? You know what I'm saying? And they went with the other quarterback too, right? They went with the Ashton Strother guy. He was 10 for 20, 129 yards and interception. So, they ran for 180, threw for 120. That's 300 yards total. I mean, Jackson ran for 197, threw for 337. I mean, they just went crazy today on that Southern defense. And that's why I say we got some games coming up in front of us. You got Alcorn, you got a break, then you got Southern. I think the offense got a chance, right, to really put up some big points. You got Alabama A&M after Lincoln, right? You know what I'm saying? So the offense really got a chance to get to a point where, okay, we're clicking on all cylinders on offense. And like I say, I already think the defense is going to get nastier as the weeks go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited, man. And this team is just going to continue to build on what they got going. So, by the way, Andrew Body only threw for 110 yards this game. Was it 110?
Yeah.
106, I think. 106. It's crazy.
Yeah, I saw that.
So they ran for 299, and he threw for 106. Only threw the ball 18 times, by the way, and ran the ball 42. So that's the thing, right? For us, the main thing on defense, right, is, again, selling out to stop the run. Once we stop the run and we get up early on teams, and they got to throw the ball more now, we're in a position that we want to be in at that point because now we kind of can tee off, right, and kind of make guys have to really beat us with their arm. And I just don't think that's going to happen. So,
yeah, I think. Now I do got a question for you, Lionel. You think Terrence Graves will be on the hot seat this year?
I think he will be. I mean, it is what it is, right? You know what I'm saying? Southern fans are impatient.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be on the hot seat.
Yeah, I think so too. I wouldn't be surprised if Southern decides to make a move there also. But yeah, I think we're in a good position right now in the SWAC West. And I think we're just continuing to get better. So as long as we continue to improve week to week, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing more productivity from these wide receivers, man. I think we'll do a lot of great things for sure.
Yeah, we got to find we got to find receivers that ain't gonna put the ball on the ground. I mean, we got to find some receivers that's not gonna put the ball on the ground because we can't drop open touchdowns like that. We can't drop an open touchdown like that. So that's my only thing. But I think, like I say, I think we're gonna be straight at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I think we're gonna be straight at the end of the day. So
yeah, for sure, bro. All right, Lionel, I'm gonna head out.
All right, no problem. I'll let you. Hey, if anybody else wants to jump on, 805-706-5770. 805-706-5770. You can call in, give your thoughts. Man, I'm just enjoying this. You know what I'm saying? I'm enjoying seeing everybody just go down the drain. You know what I'm saying? They over here drinking on screen. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, them Alcorn folks is down bad right now, man. I mean, them Alcorn folks is down bad, man. I mean, you lose to UAPB. Ain't too much hope when the big bad Panthers come to town. ain't that much hope, right? You know what I'm saying? Peasy in the building. Peasy in the building, man. It is. Hey, listen, I'm eating crow too because I picked y'all to win. So, I mean, I knew y'all was having some struggles, but I ain't think y'all was having that much struggle. But now, maybe UAPB quarterbacks like that. I mean, he threw for 323. Yeah, them boys drinking over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just out of there. It's sad right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sad. You know, so. I think by the time we get to Southern, though, Southern might be 0-3 in the SWAC, to be honest. Because the way Bethune-Cookman is able to put up points, I think they're going to put up a lot of points on Southern. And I think it may be trouble for them, to be honest. So we got to wait and see, obviously. But I kind of feel like that's really what's loading over there on their side. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it's trouble. But other than that, man, that Alabama State FAMU game again, when you really look at all these games, it really is a tale of the second half, right? Because you look at Alabama State, they outscored FAMU 28, 28-8 in the second half. You look at Jackson Southern against Southern, they outscored Southern 21-0 in the second half. And so you look at Texas Southern Valley, they outscored Valley 16-3 in the second half. So all these games, really, when you look at the second half, I mean, that's the real difference in the majority of these games. You know what I mean, is, man, the second half explosion for these teams just really put distance between them and the other squad. And so if you're Southern, you really got to be asking, man, what is the answer? You tried the other quarterback now. He threw for 50% today. Wasn't that effective. The running game didn't go crazy, even with a Trey Holly there. I mean, because when you're kind of one-dimensional, you can tee off, and then your defense hasn't shown that it's a top SWAC defense like it has been previously and that it was last year. So I think they're just in a world of trouble right now too, and reeling. FAMU defensively, I mean, they were able to kind of hold Alabama State at bay in that first half. But, man, they opened it up in the second, and they did it all on the ground, right? They imposed their will, ran for 299 yards, which I really thought we could have ran for 299, 300 this game if we would have kind of sold out to the run a little bit more. But, you know, I know Grambling was, you know, definitely playing a lot more in the box to try to take it away. But really when you're talking about right now, contenders versus pretenders, I mean, I think right now it's pretty clear. It's really three teams that are just in this conversation, and everybody else is a distance from them, right? You're talking about PV, you're talking about Jackson, you're talking about Alabama State. That's really the three teams you're talking about. Those are three teams that do one thing really well, which is run the ball. All three of those teams run the ball extremely well, and all three of those teams have defenses. You know, I think that's the thing, right? And so which of those offenses can get clicking is going to be real thing. Hey, listen, Sewell, I don't even the first game against Northwestern State, the first thing that I saw that stood out was, why is Jalen Tolbert throwing the ball 40 times? It didn't make any sense. And you got an all-SWAC running back who only touched the ball less than 10 times. That doesn't make any sense, right? So I already thought it didn't make no sense. So this is actually makes a lot more sense of how Alcorn should have been starting the season off, right? You're a running team, lean into what you are, right? And so pretty good that they, you know, kind of get back to what they really want to do, which is run the ball. Now, with that said, I need this Prairie View defense to continue to play really well against the run game, which is what we've been doing so far. The other thing I mentioned, too, when it's a Grambling game, said Tony Hull called a good game, too. Yeah, Holly ran for over 100. Oh, let me see. I must have missed that. I thought Southern only ran for like 160 or something like that. Maybe Holly just had all of the rush yards. Okay, no, they ran for 180. Excuse me. 180, not 160. So he basically ran for basically everything, right? He had 11 carries for 147 and one touchdown. I mean, this is what I'm saying, right? You got 11 carries. You gave Mike Franklin 9. Jason Gabriel 3. Both of them only had 17 yards. You might as well give Trey Holly 17 carries. I mean, you know, you got to lean on what's working. You know what I mean? Lean on what's working. Cameron McCoy had 1 carry for 4 yards. So a lot of offense is not looking good right now, man. A lot of offense in this conference not looking good. Just not looking good at all. Let me see. His long was 73 yards. Boom. His long was 73 yards. So Trey Holly basically had 1 for 73, and then the rest of them was had 10 for 74. Outside of that one big 73, right? So he still got a lot of yardage. 10 on 74 for 74 is still a 7-yard average. So, he had 1 huge play, obviously, but he still put in some work to this game. Now, I want to say I talk about chunk plays, right? So, and I kind of mentioned it again, and I don't think we went over it, right? But I talked about my keys to the game, right? For this game, talked about my keys to the game, right? QB contained. T-Set only had 24 yards on 4 carries, no touchdowns. Carter, 6 carries, 9 carries, 36 yards, and a touchdown, right? So who won that battle? Carter won that battle, right? The other thing was chunk plays, chunk yardage. Trey Bradford, 88 total yards, had a long of 28 yards, right? So that was definitely a big chunk play there. After that, you got T-Set with an 11-yard run on 1 scramble. The next biggest run was a 5-yarder. So that lets you know, not a lot of chunk plays coming there. Now, when you look at Prairie View in terms of chunk plays in the running game, what happened? I clicked off something. We look at Prairie View as far as chunk plays in the run game. There we go. McDowell, 40 yards. Carter, 13 yards. Bingman, 15 yards. Bonner, 15 yards. Peters, 18 yards. Aaron, 15 yards, right? And then you got Banks with a 7-yarder after that, right? So everybody that touched the ball in the running game had a first down at least, right, with 1 touch. So that lets you know that's a lot of chunk plays in the run game. And so Prairie View definitely won that, right? And then again, we talk about the cleanest game, right? So penalty-wise, it was basically, down the middle. I think Grambling only had 4 penalties, but 50 yards. We had 6, but also 50 yards, right? So that was kind of even. But then when you look at sacks, right, I think we had 1 sack and Grambling had 1 sack. Yeah, so we had 1 sack for 2 yards. They had 1 sack for 11 yards. So it's a push. Or you can probably lean Grambling because 11 yards versus 2. But then the other big one, right, is turnovers, right? 4 turnovers for Grambling, only 2 for us, right, which that it still hurt. But we won the turnover margin by +2. So, again, you look at all 3 phases of what I said here were keys to the game. And, Prairie View won each and every one of those phases, which is why we end up winning this game, man. So, with that said, if there's nobody else that wants to call in, I give it a few more seconds. If anybody else want to call in, get their thoughts, 805-706-5770, 805-706-5770. 770. I wish we could have blanked them. I ain't gonna lie. If we could have blanked Grambling, that would have been even better. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, of course, it'd be better. But let's see what we got upcoming, man. So we talk about what's coming up for us too as well. Let me see what Prairie View has coming up, football schedule-wise, right? Texas Southern game, Rio Grande Valley, Rice, Northwestern just finished with the Grambling victory, 28-13. Next week, we go to Alcorn, right? So 2 away games up forthcoming. Go to Alcorn October 4th, Jackson Chasm Stadium at 3 o'clock, right, to play the Braves on SWAC TV. After that, we got Southern in Baton Rouge, 4 o'clock for homecoming on HBCU Go. All right. Then we got a bye week. I'm sorry, the bye week is between Alcorn and Southern. And then we got homecoming against Lincoln, California, right? Before we come back for what is building up to be a really big one. And let me tell you, it's going to be big regardless of if Alabama State beats Jackson or loses, because it's going to, if they lose that game to us, it's going to essentially put them out of the running for the SWAC East. And again, if they win it, right, they'll still be in that game if they lose, right? Now, if they beat Jackson, winning that game is big because obviously it pushes them to a point to where they're almost completely secured of winning the East, because they will only have a few games left. Or in terms of the SWAC Championship game, it also allows them to host the SWAC Championship game if by chance they win that game, and they again win the East. So that game is just going to be huge. Period. Right now, it's building up, but now we can't look ahead. Definitely, the team can't look ahead. They got to focus on that game. So we're just focusing on Alcorn next. But we got Alabama State, then Alabama A&M, Arkansas Pine Bluff, and with Mississippi Valley, of course, then SWAC Championship game 2 weeks afterwards, and then Celebration Bowl next week. That's what's going to happen. So just getting y'all prepared for that. So now getting ready for Alcorn, see how it go. Also, with that 98 yards from McDowell, we should have 2 running backs in the top 10 of the conference right now, right? Depends on what everybody did today. But based on what I've seen, we should have 2 running backs within the top 10 of the conference as well. So, yeah, man, I think if nobody else is calling in, I don't see nobody on call lines. So with that said, man, I appreciate all y'all for coming and joining on. Again, we're going to be on tomorrow. Yeah, I feel you, right? Because I don't know what you would do in that situation if they're not. But now they've been an opponent for a lot of years too, so and they've been playing so far through the season, so it should be okay. But tomorrow we got the recap with Coach Heisch Northern and Mr. Mickens. So make sure you're on at 8:30 to catch us tomorrow for the recap show. We're gonna be talking about all the games, getting the full breakdown with Coach's perspective, as well as having a Northern Lights segment and Under the Headset, which people love so much. Also, if you're interested in having something specific that you want Coach to break down and talk about, do leave that in the comments or hit me up at pvversuseverybody@gmail.com. Let me know. I get it over to Coach, right, and we'll make sure we get that segment on Under the Headset. I think this week we're going to be talking about, I think there was 2 things that we're talking about, I think 3-3-5 defense versus 4-2-5. So I think he's going to be talking to me about that, I believe, on tomorrow. But I double check. But again, make sure you're locked in tomorrow for that. Also, listen, if you have not done so yet, subscribe to the channel, right? You know what I'm saying? I think we just hit the 1K mark. All right, so we finally hit our 1K goal. But listen, y'all know how we do. We hit one goal and then we aim for another, right? It keeps going and keeps growing, right? So again, appreciate all y'all for jumping on, all y'all who subscribe to the channel. Again, if you have not done so yet, go ahead and like this video first. Like it, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in that order, all right? Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment in that order. All right, with that said, though, man,